Now then, people, good morning and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you are all doing well this morning. Please do smash a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. Here to bring you a bit of an exclusive story about a potential link to a player that doesn't seem to be out there as of yet, but I'm told that conversations have happened, and this is with Micah Hamilton of Manchester City. I have it on pretty good authority that he has been approached by Leeds United, Middlesbrough and Watford. A promising young talent at Manchester City, can play on the left, can play in the 10. Listen, he's got many strings to his bow, to be fair. I don't think there is a position that he can't play. Young, up-and-coming, exciting player, and one that has got the juices flowing over at Just Joe HQ. I had a chat with some other people last night as well who were aware of the player, and I heard nothing but good things. But before we get into the video, please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the other side of this boss intro. So as I said, folks, right at the top of the video, Micah Hamilton is a young winger, predominantly plays on the left, Somerville, yeah, replacement. Can also play in the 10 and a number of positions, okay? I believe, or I'm told that he has been approached now by Leeds United, Middlesbrough and Watford, with Leeds United maybe usurping them and him, you know, Leeds being top of that choice for him if indeed Leeds eventually move. Now, of course, transfers change all the time. Maybe this is a level below a Raksaki, for example, just in case Raksaki opts to go elsewhere, then Leeds will push the button on Micah Hamilton. Now, promising young talent at Manchester City actually scored on his first full debut for Manchester City in the Champions League against Red Star Belgrade. I think he also won a penalty as well for one of the other players. I think the likes of Oscar Bob and co played in that game as well. But listen, he's got a Champions League goal to his name, which is already more than what a lot of players in our side have. Now, he has been with the first team squad a lot last season. I think he made the bench on a couple of occasions. Definitely did against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. And as I said, played in the Champions League, scored in the Champions League, and won a penalty, which, you know, for your fantasy team, it goes down as an assist, so we'll give him that as well. Look, he's been at Manchester City since he was 9 and has progressed through the club's youth elite youth ranks, by the way, and he's actually captained them. He's actually captained them at youth level at their elite development squad. I think Enzo Maresca managed for a period of time. He was their captain. Last season, he made 19 appearances, scoring 2 goals and contributing 7 assists. During his time in the academy, I think he's averaged a goal contribution every other game. So to be doing that at Manchester City, to be the captain of such a prosperous academy, says all you need to do. Now, as I said, primarily plays as a left winger or an attacking midfielder. But it doesn't stop there. Like, versatility is this man's game because he has played during his career at City, which a lot of them do, and doesn't always mean it'll transition to another side, for example, because you know how Pep likes to play. I mean, he's got Gvardiol playing on the left wing at times when they're in possession of the football and him scoring goals. Johnny Stones going being Franz Beckenbauer vibes, you know what I mean? So Pep's a different breed, but during his time at City, he has played in centre midfield. He's played as a second striker, plays on the right as well, so gives us that versatility, and can also play as a false 9. So as someone to come into this side, especially young up-and-coming talent that might not be a starter but can also add, then this is perfect, right? You have Nonto, you have someone on the right, be it Aronson, be it James, whoever, Rutter in the 10, and then you also have Micah Hamilton. You know, it makes sense. It's a good move, especially if, you know, we can't get a Jeshurun Raksaki, or maybe this is the main target. You know, like I say, he's well thought of. City are stacked at youth level, especially on the wings, having spoken with a friend of mine who attends City, like, religiously. Big up Steve. He said, like, yeah, top player, good young player, can play right or left. Mentioned, obviously, him scoring his debut. Definitely needs a loan because City Youth, they have far too many wingers. He's fast, he's powerful, and will be brilliant for a championship side. Goes without saying. During pre-season as well, like I say, he actually came on and got an assist for, I think it was James Micah against Milan, where they lost 3-2 just the other day. But Sean Wright-Phillips was at the game, doing a bit for City, obviously being a bit of a legend there. And he had nothing but praise for him. Obviously, a lot of love is going towards Oscar Bob, because he looks like he might make that grade and break into the City squad this season and have a lot of minutes. But Sean Wright-Phillips had this to say. So he said, look, he's done what people expect and want to see from a youth academy product or a sub coming off the bench. You want to see him have an impact in the game, play a role, be creative and excite people. And that's what he did. He came on the pitch, he did that, he got an assist. And he said it's exactly the same thing he did in the Champions League against Red Star Belgrade, where he scored on his debut last, I think it was Christmas time, December. He said he just seems to have that way, just with the way that he plays. He'll go a very long way in football just because of his tenacity, you know, the way that he plays. He's a great winger, likes to take his man on, get to the byline, cross. I would say he's fearless. Like, after this video goes out, I'm gonna retweet the goal that's scored by Micah, and it's quite funny. A lot of the comments in it are saying, "Oh, Jack Grealish would have cut in. Jack Grealish would have cut in." You know, from a winger, you want them to beat their man, right? You want them to go out there, man. Grealish has that, by the way. Just, yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a side note, like, just Jack Grealish, yeah. He sort of had it coached out of him anyway. But that's a side note. We don't need to go there. But you want your winger to excite you, right? Like we've had with Somerville, like we've had with Nonto, even James to an extent. Get the ball, run at the man, take them on, you know. Create a goal-scoring opportunity. But Sean Wright-Phillips says he will go a long way in football. He tries to be creative, but he keeps the ball at the right time, and his decision-making is so good for such a young player. So what are some of the key aspects of his playing style? Well, his dribbling and ball control. He's got excellent dribbling. I think Lockie had said he'd seen him against Manchester United in a youth game, and he scored in that game as well. And what Lockie did note to me, having seen his antics against Milan, you can just see how much he's grown, you know, how much bigger he's got, how much more physically imposing he looks as opposed to when he watched him at Manchester United. So maybe he's now ready. I would say he is ready to get that loan, to get some proper men's football behind him, because obviously you get a debut in the Champions League, you're on the bench against teams in the Carabao Cup, but not played in the league yet, not played in the FA Cup or anything like that yet. So it's like, right, okay, we need you to go out and get some proper minutes now. And we know how good City's academy is. So bring him in for me. I think it would be a great move. Risky, don't get me wrong, very risky, because it might not work. But if it did, then you're laughing all the way, aren't you? You know, you've got a top player there. You've only to look at recently teams that have got promoted out of this division. I'll look at teams like Sheffield United, who had Micah, for example, and others. Leicester. You've also got who took Callum Doyle, I think, and obviously Harwood Bellis at Southampton. A lot of these clubs, Amari Hutchinson at Chelsea, have loans from top sides, young up-and-coming players. We need to also be moving like that, you know, and this would be an ideal pickup for me if indeed we can get it done. We should be beating Middlesbrough, we should be beating Watford in terms of competition if indeed these clubs are in. Now, on top of his dribbling and ball control, he's got great vision, passing, often makes incisive passes that break defensive lines. That's what we need to be doing as well, right? We've seen that from Rothwell. We need this because it did come a bit pedestrian at times. He's got great ability to read the game. It's quite funny, you look back, there was a game where Pep Guardiola had spoken to a ball boy about speeding up the rate in which he gives the balls back to the players. Well, that was Micah Hamilton, if you remember that little moment in history. He's got pace, agility, and great finishing as well. Primarily a creator. We've got players he can create for, namely Mateo Joseph. But he can score goals and has scored goals throughout his career at Manchester City. As I say, he's averaging a goal contribution every other game, which, yeah, if you can bring that to the Championship and Leeds United, you're laughing. So, yeah, it's definitely one to watch. Micah Hamilton, Leeds United, can play left, right, 10. It's ideally what we need. And if a loan's there to be done, then get it done. Of course, the natural reaction is, oh, I'm not too sure. I hope that him being City and having scored in the Champions League will sort of change people's opinion. Okay, there must be something there. But City fans rate him. Pep rates him. Clearly, teams in the Championship are looking at him as well. Having done like a little search, I've seen there was a host of accounts that know, more ball than me from West Brom, Oxford, just these number of accounts saying this would be an option for us, this would be an option for us. So it's clear there are a lot of people that are aware of Micah Hamilton and what he could bring to the Championship. I don't know how this will work. Is it an option instead of Rak-Sakyi? May well could be, and I think the competition for Rak-Sakyi will be tough. But yeah, definitely one to watch, and hopefully one that Leeds United can get over the line. Look, no one else is speaking about this. It may turn out to be wrong or not happen. Just because it doesn't happen doesn't mean that it's wrong. Maybe he rocks up at a Watford or a Borough and we get Rak-Sakyi, our main target. But Micah Hamilton, definitely one to watch for Leeds United. So watch this space. Please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit that notification bell. Enjoy the sun, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds.